is up and welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm in the garage right now, but this video has nothing to do with racing at all. So if you guys know me on a personal level, you guys know that in the winters, well, I would necessarily say the fall and the winter, a big part of me, I mean, it's like 80% of me, spends my time out in the woods. So I do a lot of pheasant hunting. I do extremely a lot of deer hunting, whether it be bow hunting or rifle. And then when it's all said and done after that, I do a lot of predator hunting, you know, as in skunks, raccoons, foxes, coyotes, and just all that stuff, badger, all that stuff. So today's video is going to be a video of me and one of my friends, Matt Schenkel, we call him Schenkel, out raccoon hunting. So essentially we do all this stuff in the daytime with an electronic collar, and we go to big wooded areas, tree piles, abandoned buildings, houses, all sorts of stuff, and do this call. And this call is essentially a raccoon fighting call. They come out to it, and when they come out to it, it is what should I say? It's an experience that if you don't do this, you'll never have this experience. It's insane on how these raccoons react to a call like this. Sometimes you get some, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you got to play the wind and the scent and all that stuff like that. So essentially, I'm going to take you guys along. There's no real talking in the video. I'll just post some clips. I may have to add in some stuff with this camera about what we went and did in between segments and different sets that we did put up. We spent all day hunting yesterday. I think we seen 15 of them, and we only got 2 in the back of the truck, but we should have 5, but 3 of them ended up getting back into their holes and not coming out after they were shot. So if you don't like hunting and all that stuff, this is probably not a video for you to watch. But another thing that I also did is I'm kind of intrigued on this, and I've seen other people do it before, and I just like so raccoons, they come out, they investigate. Sometimes if they don't see something, like let's say if they don't see an immediate danger or other raccoons fighting, they just go back in their holes and come out. So to get them to actually come out and commit to coming out, you got to have something for them to catch their eyes on and go, hey, that's not right. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm going to go investigate it. So with that being said, I engineered this. So this is my Lucky Duck e-collar, and we have a stuffed raccoon on it, and on top of it we have a GoPro. So we call him Tricky Ricky because he's got to trick all the raccoons, and he's a raccoon himself. So what we do is we set him out, we walk away from him, we set the calls up, start doing a call-in sequence, and when these raccoons see Tricky Ricky, they go, hey, I'm mad at you. Whatever sound you're doing, whatever you're doing, I don't like it, and I'm gonna make you stop it. And these next clips will show what these raccoons do. And I think we are going to go out and do some more hunting. And I think I'm gonna more on vlog style, that type of hunting. It was just Schenkel and I yesterday, so I didn't bring this big camera with me. But yeah, we had a great day. We got a little bit of snow Thursday night, Friday morning, and it was like 52 degrees yesterday, so everything was a little bit muddy. We about buried the truck a couple times in the mud, but the hunting was unbelievable. So we had some really, really epic encounters, and Tricky Ricky, he about got beat up, and you guys got to stay and watch the clip of that because that is epic. And I think next time Shankle and I will actually let Tricky Ricky get in a scrap. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You go to Mr. Eazy S10. You go grab that merch. There'll be a thing popping up here. All you got to do is click that. It'll take you to the website. Buy some merch, buy some stickers, some key tags, and I hope you guys enjoy today's video. This first clip that's coming through is actually our second spot we set up for the day. The first spot we set up, we were there for about 5 to 10 minutes. Nothing come out besides a rabbit. And yeah, so this next clip is our actual second stand. And this is what happens at this stand.
Every time I pulled the gun up, he fucking turned his fucking back away.
I should have shot him when he was running up,
Right.
but I wasn't zoomed in.
Right.
Well, then he went into the hole, and he was poking his head out and around. All I could see was his head, and I think I missed, but it was like one of those things. If I would have hit him, he should have fell out.
As you've seen in that video, I did end up taking a shot at that coon. He went to his hole and he turned around and would peek his head out, and I actually at one point seen his shoulders. So I'm like, okay, if he's sticking far enough out to see his shoulders, if I shoot him in the head, he should fall out. Well, I did the shot, and I just wasn't quite sure if I hit him or not. When I shot, he like instantly pulled back into his hole fast. So as you guys could see, we started walking through the trees here and investigating in the snow and stuff like that, and I don't think I hit him. So that one got away for stand number 2. With stand number 2 being done and a miss, we end up packing up and we drive about 15 minutes to the east to my cousin's property, cousin and his family's property, I should say, and we tried some calling there. They have a dairy farm out there, so I used to bow hunt that years ago, and there was always raccoons running around. They plant crops every year, but the crops get harvested and fed to the cows. So everything is done there on the farm, and they do have big silage piles or cut crop piles that they do bag and tarp. So the coons like to stick around there. So we head over there and see what we get going. This next sit is in some trees, just I want to say probably 300 yards from the silage piles. So this stand, Shankle and I ended up splitting up a little bit farther than what we did on the first and second stand. I want to say Shankle is maybe about 70 yards from me, and we kind of set the collar in the middle of us both, right in front of a couple good trees, and then on both sides of that good tree, Shankle and I on each side went to the other good trees that was right there. So we were probably spread out maybe 75 yards, covering a half dozen big cottonwood trees that have held raccoons in there before. And this is stand number 3. These next couple clips here are not YouTube friendly, so I am going to have to black and white. The next clips out, and if you guys are hunters, just use your imagination and you will know exactly why I had to black and white this.
Yep. Come out of the tree. I was not expecting it to come out of, too. Come out the half tree.
Was he up in the tree and shot him?
Yeah. He was coming. He was coming down. She. Yeah.
We ended up driving around. We went north a couple miles and we kept going east a couple miles. We ended up finding a couple places that were had really nice trees on them, and a couple abandoned buildings, farmsteads, you know, warehouse and a barn or garage or two were abandoned, and we got on X and ended up finding the owners. They lived real close to where we were, so we ended up going to the first guy's house, and him and his boy come out, and they do hunt it very well and a lot. I guess they mainly deer hunt it, but they do go out and raccoon hunt, coyote hunt it and stuff. But they still were awesome enough people to give us the okay to go out there to do coyote hunting or raccoon hunting whenever. Just give them a call, let them know we're coming out there so they don't have to come after chasing someone that they already know is out there. So that was pretty cool. We ended up going to, right after we got permission from those people, there was another house that was like a mile and a half from there that also was abandoned, and that person lived I want to say 8 miles from where the other guy lived. So we ended up driving to that other guy's house, talked to him for a little bit, and he was nice enough to also give us permission to hunt his property for raccoons and predators. So we did a couple sets on the way back. We had a couple public spots with nothing to show for. We got kind of skunked out on those public places, and they probably weren't really holding raccoons as the shelter belts and tree groves that we were in had nothing really of quality for tree or hiding abilities, but we just tried it anyways. So we ended up going to the second guy's property that we ended up asking for because it was closest on the way back, and this would probably be about set number 6 or 7. And this one is a wild one. You guys are gonna have to buckle your seats because this one is action packed. as you guys could see, that coon come out and he was mad. Tricky Ricky there on the collar was no match for that raccoon. So I felt bad for Tricky Ricky and how mad that raccoon was, and I ended that raccoon before he got to my Tricky Ricky. So I saved Tricky Ricky this time. I think next time we're just going to allow him to get beat up a little bit, and then we'll save the day after that. But yeah, as you guys could see on this video, we continued to call. I ended up standing up, and about the time I stood up, another raccoon poked his head out of that hole in the roof that the first one come out of. And when he poked his head out, he looked directly at me, and then he's like, nope, I don't want nothing to do with this. So he ended up going back into that hole and never coming out again. If you guys were watching that, you guys could see that there were some trees in the back behind that house. Shankle and I decided to pick up the collar and go back to those trees and call those trees. We walked through the soupy field that was disked, and it was super muddy. Our boots weighed like 15 pounds each, but we ended up setting up on a couple trees, and I set the collar in between Shankle and I again, and we were maybe 50 yards apart, and it was Shankle's turn to have a raccoon come out at his tree, and this is his point of view on that kill.
Fuck.
As you guys watched that video, Shankle ended up getting a shot and hit that raccoon, but as soon as he shot that raccoon, the raccoon turned around and went into its hole. Shankle was wearing a chest-mounted GoPro, and it's the only strap other than the head one I had, and we were just winging it. This was our first time shooting guns with GoPros on, so we are in the trial and error stage. As you guys could see, my scope cap, when I'd flip it up, it'd be right in front of my face, blocking the GoPro for that. I will have that fixed next time, and I think I'm gonna get a couple more head straps for Shankle and Jonah when we go out, so it'll all be a really good time. We should get some epic footage, but it sucks that we couldn't get Shankle's raccoon out of that tree, and you live on to go another day. With that being said, we ended up walking back to the house and resetting up on the back side of the house, hoping that maybe the 15-minute time span that we had not messing with that raccoon, we could get that raccoon to come back out onto the roof and come to the backside where we were set up. As the sound was coming from a different direction, we were hoping that would work, and it did not end up working. So that was all the sets we did at that house. We did 3 sets at that house, and we got coons at 2 of them, but only one of the coons went into the back of the truck. We got the permission from that first guy, so we ended up hopping back into the truck and heading down the gravel road. I think it was about 1.5, 2 miles from where that house was, where this other place was. So we ended up going over there and setting up behind this abandoned house that had a couple trees that were laying down. And these are the clips from that. Then again, you guys seen Schenkel set up the collar next to these couple trees. One was laying down completely across. We had a couple good trees. I was sitting in front of an old garage that had a tree like landing through the garage and everything. I was hoping that a raccoon was in the garage and would come out onto that tree, or even come out on the backside of that garage and give me an opportunity. Well, nothing happened there. But there was a tree right in front of Schenkel that had probably about a 6-inch circle into that tree, and he kept seeing a raccoon poking his head up into that hole looking out. Well, we believe that on this set our wind wasn't the best, and that coon might have winded us, as or seen Schenkel, and that's why that coon never come out of the hole. All Schenkel could see was his eyes and his ears and his head, and he never even poked his head out of the hole, and I never even seen him. But over Schenkel's shoulder was a tree that all sorts of branches, as you guys could see in the video. We had a baby coon come out of a hole on the top there where Schenkel couldn't even see it. I was telling Schenkel, I was pointing to the tree, I'm like, hey, there's a raccoon there, and he, just from his point of view, he couldn't see it, and he had the better opportunity at that raccoon, as he was a little bit closer than I was. I was probably maybe 50 yards from that, maybe, and ended up being when Schenkel kind of gave me the signal that he couldn't see it. I pulled up, I seen the raccoon's face, and I shot. And as you guys could see, I hit that raccoon, and that raccoon did a 180 and put the twin turbos in power and went right back to his hole. And we actually ended up staying there for a little bit longer, called for a little bit longer, and that raccoon kept poking his head out of that hole. He would come up out of that hole, come back down, come up out of that hole, come back down, but he would never come back out of that hole. So we chalked that one up as a lost raccoon. That raccoon is definitely going to die, which that makes me really, really upset that we couldn't recover that raccoon, but that is part of the game we take hunting these things. These raccoons are not fragile animals. These things are meant to fight and survive, and that's exactly what these animals do. These animals are incredibly strong, and their will to live is insane. So if you don't put the right placement on it when we're using these calibers of rifles that we are, 17, 22 mag, you got to put the caliber where it needs to go, and it needs to hit its mark, or else these things are going to take off running. You got to run after them, catch them, put another one in them, put a couple more in them just to finish them, because these things are tough little balls of fur. And yeah, that's what that all entailed and played out for. And it is what it is. I got a couple bloopers I'm gonna play when we set up on that house again for to see if that raccoon would come out on it. Schenkel ended up sharding his pants, and I got that on camera, so that was quite funny, and he knew it was funny because as soon as he did it, he started chuckling. We had a great time out hunting, and it was just a blast. We are going to go out and do it again. We know what we need to do for the camera gear, and we have a couple more spots that we did get access to, not that day, but the following day. So we have more properties we can go to, and the coon hunting is just going to get even better. The coons are in rut. They're looking for females. They're looking to mate, and they're mad, they're angry, and it's going to be great. So you guys got to stay tuned. I hope you guys like this. This ain't a racing video, I know, and I'm sorry for it, but this is another part of my life that I love to do. I would say if I could give up racing, it would be for hunting. So hunting is an extremely big part of my life. And if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down what was your best part of this video. And I liked the coon trying to attack Ricky, but I also liked Schenkel pooping his pants. So until next time, guys, we'll catch you on the next video, and peace. We'll see you later.
Be strong to hold the powers of the sun.